Hey there, y'all. This is Hades, and today we are discussing Ragnarok Apocalypse, Chapter 5. Okay, let's start with the chapter name The First Heavenly God of the Outer Realm. Alright, if y'all read the chapter already, y'all know it's Prometheus. And again, a rundown of Prometheus. If y'all don't know who Prometheus is, he's a god slash titan in some cases where he decided to give fire to humans because, to advance the humans. And when he did so, Zeus was not happy. So Zeus bound him down to a boulder and had, I believe, eagles come and eat his guts and liver. And then the next day he'd regenerate because gods in Greek mythology can't die. And so this would happen over and over and over, and this was his punishment. And so it'd be interesting to see what we're going to get with him and his backstory. All right. Because we do get Prometheus in this chapter. And he's all like, I'm God against the other gods. Interesting. I do hope we get something with between him and Buddha. I think that'd be great. But again, who knows, right? Or some with him and Hercules, that would also be pretty dang good to see him talking to Hercules. Because again, Hercules, he's pretty pro-human. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go right on to the chapter review, shall we? All right. So yes, we cut to essentially the last chapter, the part as soon as Ku went into his beast form and threw his log, and broke into spice. All that lasted for 5 seconds, which is insane speed. And yeah, the narration says in a mere blink of 5 seconds, the exchange of offense and defense, and those who see it with their own eyes were only but a select few strong individuals. So yeah, we only get a few select gods that were able to see the attack. Some being obviously Zeus, Hermes, Morgan, and Shiva. So again, pretty cool that we got acknowledgement that we saw them. I wish we saw Poseidon here. But again, yeah, but then like why would Poseidon be here? You know what I mean? And of course, Ku, lands on the ground, transforming back to himself, and we see Ra just impaled but not dead. Now, in the last review, I was not happy because I was like, well, if this attack is so undefeatable, how in the world is Ra gonna be alive? Like because we see him just being impaled. And no, we do see another survivor. Morgan says that she was hit by it. That's why she has so much scars around her body, and she wants to fight Ku herself. To beat him in this fight. So again, that's pretty cool. That that yeah, she fought him. She lost, and she wants to fight him again because she's known as the strongest warrior goddess. So she's probably the strongest female god or goddess in all of Record of Ragnarok. But I'm not gonna lie, I like to see her and Aphrodite throw down. I think that'd be neat because again, Aphrodite's been featured probably more than any other goddess in Record of Ragnarok. So, and she was originally supposed to be a fighter, right? Anywho, so yeah, all the Egyptian gods and goddesses are just shocked that Ra's been defeated. They immediately go to try to help Ra, and Ku just continues to walk forward as Heimdall's apprentice announces the winner of Ku, and Ku just kind of laughs and says, "Yeah, it's gotten pretty quiet around here, right?" As soon as the demigod won. Gods, if you think your plan's gonna go according to plan, it ain't gonna happen. As he laughs, and everyone gets mad as Ku just continues to laugh. And then we cut to the Greek gods, Hermes, Zeus, and Ares, essentially talking about what happened. And yeah, Hermes saw some of it. He didn't see all of it because again, Ku was moving so fast. And yeah, Zeus brings up, yeah, did you guys see what he did right before he kicked, or he kicked the log, he kicked it, and it was just an unblockable attack. And Hermes says, yeah, it's a pretty impressive attack. It's a two-stage attack. One where you have to either dodge or take the hit, and if you dodge, you're gonna get hit by the secondary attack. If you try to block it, well, it's probably not gonna go well for you, and Ku will be able to hit you because as soon as Ku throws the log, he jumps, and if you dodge the log, he'll pass it and then hit kick the log, his weapon, and send a hurl of raining spears down upon you. And again, very, very interesting. I gotta say here, and I can't wait to rank Ku and Ra amongst the other gods in the current Record Ragnarok roster. That's gonna be so fun to do. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Ku is essentially a god outside of heaven, a lawless god. As he's like, hey, how long are you gonna keep this up? Come back, Creed. As his log his shattered log returns back into a giant log, and yeah, it returns to a big old trunk. That's pretty cool. As Ku just leaves, and yep, he wins. And the gods are just utterly shocked what happened with the outcome. As Ra, the leader of his pantheon, has been absolutely, utterly defeated. And the Egyptian gods are furious at what's happened. And I bet we are definitely going to get more on a Ra and what happens with him later on with him and his gods on what they're going to do against Ku. I think there's something that's going to happen, right? They're not going to let this slide. Unless, I don't know, maybe another god might come in, take Raw out, and be like, oh, Raw's dead. I'll be the one next in charge. Maybe Seth? Who knows, right? But then, of course, Ku just continues to walk, but he just passes out right at the entrance because, he's been wounded. My biggest gripe with Ku is I like the whole he has another form he could go into and just completely go up, destroy his weapon and have the spears rain down. Like, that's good stuff and everything, but how durable his main body is just absolutely insane. If we get more on that, on how he's so durable, because again, as we got in the last chapter, Raw was not sorry in this chapter. Raw was not playing around. Raw knew exactly what he was doing. He was not being cocky. He was not being arrogant. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he did everything perfectly. So yeah, I want to know why Ku was able to withstand all that. I do hope we get more on that as we cut to again. I am so sorry, China, the Zuzaku, the Vermilion Bird, and his squad essentially just talking about how essentially his squad thinks that Ra wasn't as really as tough as he sought out. And Suzaku essentially said no. Raw did everything he could do, and it was actually like he was not being arrogant, or cocky. He was he is a true master of combat, and anyone else would have lost to him essentially. And as they're talking about that, Morgan comes there and she says, "Oh, I thought you guys were just a bunch of pretty boys, but you guys know exactly what you're doing." She kind of wants to throw down with him, and the other Sakazuki is his god, or his friends are like, oh shoot, yeah, just from her aura, yeah, we could tell that she means business and everything. And as that's happening, yeah, Suzaku is essentially like, well, my apologies, we weren't trying to be rude, but we got our opinions, and um, yeah, we can see that these he's pretty vicious, and he's like, "Are you guys from the same place?" And she kind of laughs. That's not a joke. That's the one. That's the one who wants to kill the hound the most in this festival is me. And then we see her body, and she says, "That brat has a little something coming his way. I got a score to settle, you see." And right there, Tsukazu essentially figures out, "Oh, so yeah, you're more than likely were his a victim too, and you survived the attack." And she kind of leaves. She's like, "All right, I want to fight you guys, but you guys, you're more cool headed than I thought. So if we find a tournament, we find a tournament. All right, I want to fight him." And she kind of says, "Oh, that's right. By the way, I'll tell you one more tidbit for you. Gabolg, that's the name of his technique." So yeah. And right there, we cut to Ku just in the infirmary by himself as he wakes up, and his little bag says nectar, which is interesting because in Greek mythology, nectar is like the blood of the gods, and it's cool to see it there. Again, it's just a little Easter egg, but I appreciate it. As Ku kind of looks around, he's like, "Wait, where am I?" And we get Prometheus standing above him as he says, "Ah, I see you finally open your eyes." And Ku immediately jumps away, throws the bed at him, and Prometheus just grabs it as he said, "What remarkable recovery power, Ku Cachulian." And Ku kind of starts ripping off his bandages and says, "What the hell? Who are you?" And I'm not gonna lie, we see Prometheus, and he looks a lot like Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil franchise. Like, he looks a lot like Leon Kennedy. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, Leon, what are you doing here? But no, it's Prometheus, as he says, "I am in this heavenly realm at the very beginning, the god first known as the outer heavenly god. The god who despises the gods is me, the first outer god, Prometheus of Greece." So yeah, I have no idea what's gonna happen next, guys. I legit have no clue what's gonna happen with Ku. I don't. Ku seems to like to me. Ku seems, well, let me rate this chapter. All right, Ku, yeah, he seems to be in it for. Well, hold on, let me rate this chapter. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. Again, I really like the chapter, but it has problems. We saw Raw survive with the freaking spear through his eye. I'm just not gonna lie, that's crazy even for a god. And then the what was I gonna say? Also Ku's being able to survive Raw's onslaught is also insane. But yeah. So, man, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna probably give this chapter probably 7 out of 10. I really liked it, but yeah, come on, plot armor. Come on, there was a plot armor going on here, and I'm not gonna say any otherwise, right? So yeah. Also, next round is, I believe, Sun Wukong and Prometheus. I have no idea. I want to say Sun Wukong. But we'll see, right? We'll see. But I'm hoping. But I think Prometheus might get it. All right. So yeah. Okay. Little discussion. What in the world? I don't think Ku's gonna join Prometheus. I think Ku's gonna be on his own thing. He's like, yeah, nice story, but I'm gonna do my own thing. Essentially, pull a Miles Morales. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna do my own thing. You go do your own thing. I kind of hope if Prometheus does survive his fight or he's not wounded severely, that he does talk to either Hercules or Buddha. I think that'd be very, very cool. Because again, Berthilde says, yeah, a lot of people know you don't like the gods, Buddha. Yeah, and also everyone knows that Hercules loves humans, so it'd be cool to see Prometheus go up through them, especially since Hercules is Greek. But again, the whole thing with Prometheus is he did that his whole thing for humans, and here it's probably more than likely going to be different. And Prometheus, probably in this backstory, is probably going to be different from his origins. Cause obviously, he's not here being tortured, unless he was, and they let him go to fight. But again, who knows, right? Maybe he was like, I'm assuming they're probably going to change it to where he left on his own, where he's probably got talking to from Zeus, and Prometheus is like, I don't need none of this. I'll go create my own heaven. And then just things didn't work out. He's like, okay, I'm gonna come fight and beat all the gods here. But we'll see, right? Anyway, that concludes my review. If you listen this far, I appreciate it and hope you guys have a great day and take care. Later.